me tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Worst thing in the world. Empty coffee cup. I'll think about that in a bit. Hello everybody, I'm Frost and I'm finally here. I was technically here the whole time except for the 2 minutes I had to go upstairs, and I was just sitting here eating food quietly. Everything turned off so you guys couldn't hear me eating that fast. Yay, I love delivery drivers. They're the best. They're almost as good as game devs. Not quite. Especially the one that threw the food at my neighbor's house. Sent me a picture of it. Literally, next to their garage, the food on its side, 1.5 feet above it, on the garage, is the address of their house. Which is not my address. And I messaged them 3 times saying, are you here almost? What's going on? I don't see any updates. They didn't say anything. Then they sent the picture that was there. I said, that is not my house. And they're like, it's okay. You can go get it. I was like, no, you're going to bring it down here. And they're like, I am gone. So I got the entire thing refunded, got extra money, and then extra apology money on top of that because they looked at the log and they were like, whoa, okay. And then they re-delivered the food at no charge. It was great. It was great. Meanwhile, I was waiting for another delivery that I had to sign for, which showed up before the other food driver showed up, because the guy just could not understand what I was saying with turn left. And he drove around the neighborhood out here 6-7 times in his truck. And he finally figured it out. He couldn't. I tried to say hi to him when he got out of the truck, and he couldn't speak any English. I'm like, oh, okay, well, no wonder he couldn't figure it out. It was great. It was great. I love it. But is anyone out there of Indian descent, or do you know somebody who's of Indian descent? Because I know like 2 people, and I've never seen them do this before. Lately, anybody I know of or see of Indian descent who makes a mistake on something starts out with, it's okay, and then proceeds to tell me how to remedy it myself, even though it was their fault. I'm like, is that a cultural thing? I don't know. I was wondering if it was like, oh, I'm not going to admit I did anything wrong because that brings shame. But I don't know if it's just a manner of speaking and maybe the words they chose. I don't know. Oh, the food, it was the most exciting food in the world, something I haven't gotten delivered in a long time because it was the fastest thing to get delivered. It was these people, McDougal's. And boy, was it horrible. It was hot. I don't know how people survive on this stuff. If you eat a fry and it's hot, you're like, oh, that's kind of good, a little salty. If you eat one that's cold, you gotta wonder what you're actually eating. And I just got 2 fillet of fish. Because I'm like, how badly can they mess up a piece of fish? Pretty well. They're good at it. Yeah. Oh, that's normal. Oh, okay. Well, that was fantastic. Oh, what's happening over here? Dragon noodle soup. Dragon here to the racisms. Half elf grows up thicker. Wow. Okay. Dragon noodle soup. I have no idea what a donk is, but I'm scared that it's some kind of a weird furry thing. I don't know. Probably culturally. Yeah, I don't know. McDougal's. They do that often. Oh, okay. So that's weird. My house is in the woods. Yes, exactly. But nobody likes the fillet of fish. That was fantastic. Don't rope me in with those people. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't quite understand it. I was like, it's literally your fault. But whatever. That said, I did eat the French fries and a fillet of fish, and I have food in me now. I'm not like I'm not hangry anymore. Ish, maybe. So what I'm doing today is adding some of the timeline into this document that Erudi worked on. There's a few things I have to move around, but he's getting some numbers and some times and things figured out for how many years we're between things and the order of things happening, which is pretty exciting. So I'm putting it in here and making some adjustments. McDougal's. Fresh hot fries are great, but fleeting because the temperature does, so does the yeah, I don't understand it because I thought they cooked them in like beef tallow or something like that, or I don't know what it was. Hot and spicy McChicken is okay. Don't know, man. Don't know. At some point, I'm going to get a coffee. But right now, I'm just going to have Coke. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. So, like I said, I'm adding this timeline in here. Talking about all the years. Uh-oh. Dragon, tell us about the holidays and legend peakers. Well, let me tell you, it's funny because I started writing some stuff up. But I was referring back to some of the timelines and the ideas and things in the God Killer War. And certain festivals and things I pointed out amongst like the Freilanders. They have their own feasts. They have a festival for everything because they love celebrating. The Agrians have very specific scheduled things in their year, but they do feasts when they're trying to celebrate something big, not necessarily like a yearly thing. They have a lot of quasi-religious things that they do, but I started writing those up. I don't have them all written up. I have a few written up. And I have a few that I want to use for the small folk, the gnomes and the little the small folk peoples, which I don't know if we're going to be able to call them halflings or hobbits. I don't know what legally you can do. But yeah, I have some fun harvest things written up for the people of Freilund. Specifically, some of them surrounding Greenhaven, which is, if you've read the first episode of the Nuggets of Nia, the beginning part that takes place in is right outside of Greenhaven, right here up in these treed, forested hills in the kingdom of Freilund. And so a couple of the characters are from here. One of the characters is down here from Xandria in Agrium. One of the characters is from up here. Another character is from another place, which we won't talk about because that character hasn't been introduced. Land of the Fries, land of the free people. As a former spud farmer, we used to have Saturdays or Sundays to have a French fry day, eating only French fries almost all day. I love fresh cut French fries. They are really good if they're made well. They do celebrate an anniversary from the God Killer War ended, but interestingly enough, different groups of people celebrate it slightly differently, and a couple of them on a completely different day. Now, we're not going to have a big old calendar. It's not going to have, like, this is how many days are in this month and all this stuff and where the holidays fall. I'd like to write things like that up, but that's kind of really specific. So I'm putting those notes off to the side because I want to talk with Erudi and see how much of that should be in the book, how much of that is unimportant for the role-playing game, and just get a kind of sense of it. But yeah, the Soul Forged have a very different way of honoring that, because for them, the God Killer War ended as a species or a group when they were broken free from Grix's control, even though the war went on for a while after that. But they were free to make their own choices then. So for them, it's not only being free, it's the start of the downfall, the end of the war. You can say halflings, you can't say hobbit. My life for Frylandia. Hobbit is legally distinct. Yeah, and I thought halflings were pretty much just anybody could say that. But we're talking about small folk at the moment, just referring to them. Crescent, create a hostile work environment. Hey, do it. Now I'm craving them too. Yes. Oh. You're offended, Vijay? You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to see if I could find something that looked like a pair of night vision goggles and just put them on. So if you showed up, I'd have them on when you came on the stream. But I have nothing that even remotely looks like a set of night vision goggles. So I couldn't even poke you. You can't read. Everybody be kind to the cat. The cat can't read. And also the cat, I don't know why, Mr. Vijay, I don't know why you want night vision goggles. You're a cat. Why am I eating cold French fries? They get cold so fast, too. And there goes the cat on their race. They got a treat today because I had ribs yesterday, and that was what I was going to have for dinner today, the leftovers. I kind of went and took a nap after I streamed last night and didn't put them in the fridge. So they were sitting out all night. And I looked this morning, I'm like, oh, as much as I think I can, I normally just eat anything. It doesn't really matter. I'm like, those would literally just been sitting uncovered here. So what I did is I went over to the kitchen sink and I rinsed all of the, any of the sauce that was on the ribs, pulled all the ribs apart and took them out and gave them to the cats. You would have think that I had unleashed, I don't know, a wild caribou on them. They were acting like lions in the Serengeti, just rah, going after it. They loved it. It was a lot of meat too. I felt really bad because I wasted. Well, I didn't waste it. They got to eat a wonderful meal. But poor me, happy them. And you've never lived until you've seen a 7-pound house cat with a little short rib bone in her teeth, grabbing a hold of it with her paw on a cat who's twice her size, holding him down, going, "Rrrr." She's fierce. Humans in D&D Pathfinder are actually really big next to the other core races. You know, it is interesting because Calvino Souden, he's like, "Rawr." Actually, he's at the back door right now and he wants to come in, but I wasn't going to let him because I was busy eating. We have so much Christmas food. How's it going, Cal? How is it going? Yeah, they're running around up there like dorks because they have those bones and they keep fighting over them. There's nothing on them anymore. They're literally just a rib bone and they can't crack them or anything because they're cats, but they're fighting over them. Oh well. Dragon noodle soup has so much Christmas food. I am jealous. I didn't go anywhere or do anything for Christmas because my family was... I had a migraine, my family was quasi-sick, and we're rescheduling, so I hung out here. With all you people. Cute videos of people feeding kittens meat on YouTube. I do not doubt it. Cats are amazing. And trouble. I should probably go check and see if Calvino wants to come in now that I've already eaten my fast food and... And this year is crazy because I am getting a Christmas present this year from my friend in chat. She sent me something and it's going to be here probably relatively soon, which is unusual because I normally don't get presents. It feels weird. I don't know what to do. We had so much Christmas food, but I ate all of it. Going well, about to dig into those chocolate-covered Oreos. Woohoo! Oh, excellent. Are you going to have one of the dark chocolate-covered ones or the others? What was I going to say about humans? Oh, yeah, the size difference is kind of surprising because different groups in different games, they have this size set to like 0. Humans are size 0. Everything's size 0, and they're really big and really small and really tall. But when you look at them, kind of how they're portrayed in, like, say, the Lord of the Rings movies and other shows and stuff, elves should, if they're Tolkien-esque elves, they should be really big and tall. The great men, the Dunedain and the Númenóreans should be, like, pretty tall, like, close to elves, and then the regular humans and Dunlendings and other people, but you don't go that granular usually. Dark chocolate, of course. There you go. Hope you're good for by. Hey, if it doesn't arrive by New Year's, that's fine. I'll have something to look forward to for next year. Crack. Have a self-cleaning oven that is not doing well after Christmas. Good time for too much food. Well, self-cleaning ovens are dangerous. Dangerous. All right, I'm going to step away really quickly to go see if Calvino actually wants to come in or if he wants to just headbutt my legs. I'll be right back. While I keep working on this timeline here. I'm working on it while we're talking. I'll be right back. I'm going to trip over everything. Oh, that reminds me. While I do this, I should start a cup of coffee. So excuse me for... See, look, I'm right here. Grabbing a cup of coffee quickly. All right, the only downside of this little coffee thing is it takes almost 2 minutes to make a cup of coffee. The upside is that I can just push a button and make a cup of coffee in 2 minutes. Hi, Calvino. You gonna go hop in my chair and say hello to everybody? You wanna do that? You wanna come with me and go say hello? I think he's coming over to the chair. He is. Oh, he's not hopping up in it. Okay, I'll be right there, Calvino. Be right there, bud. Calvino, do you want to be business cat while I'm making coffee? Let's see, I'll turn this here. Come here, buddy. I don't know if I can turn the camera down far enough for him to be seen. All right, here. Look, business cat. Calvino, king of the chair. King of the castle, king of the castle. Calvino, up here. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, the camera's right up there. Hi, buddy. And he just takes the chair. He's like, mine. I'll be right there, buddy, to depose you. Boop, boop, boop. We have a cup of coffee, Kelly, no? Hi. You want to come up? You want to come up with me? Come here. All right, I'm going to pick you up. Yes, I know you want to be on my lap. You don't want to be held onto. All right. I'll move the camera back up, Mr. Beefy. Chiefy Beefy. Oh, and there he goes. Flarped right on my lap. And this is him. Here, let's do this just so you can see. This is him. He just likes to sit here, and you can't quite see it, but his paw is on my keyboard. He's like, I want to keyboard it. All right, we're gonna put me back up here. This is a show all about me. I mean the writing. Yeah, it's not about me. Not about me. It's the writing. All right. Now that he's all set and able to grab my hand, I'll see what chat's saying. It's Calvino. All right. Get on camera, Calvino. I like elves being shorter than humans, but taller than dwarves and also lithe. It's the Calvino. It is Kel's Italian friend. He is a 22-pound cat. And he is, like, from nose to butt about this long and about this tall. He is just a big cat in all respects. His little brother is like 8 pounds. But Calvino's just big. He and Wolfie are very large cats. Always changes. Yes, changing your keyboard to Russian. I wish I knew how she did that because I don't know. That's a pretty good key combo. It is all about me. All right, so we're going back here to this. That's something I should bug Erudi about too, because eventually he's going to be getting, the idea of, what the races look like and getting drawings done and size relationships. I'm curious if he's going to have the elves like taller than men, because right now, if you look here, I haven't written, I'm rewriting some of this stuff here. Creation of the elves. Okay, so the keepers were there, and they're the gods of the gods. They created the 4 gods that made the planet and the world and all the stuff. Then other gods started showing up. Once the gods got the ability to create life themselves, they started creating things. And when Arintha, the first creation, if you guys are on Patreon, you can see Arintha, the goddess of fate. She looks like a dragon, and she brought the knowledge of how to make the dragon race to the gods. And they made their firstborn creations. The first creations the god created were the giants. They created the diamond dragons, the sapphire dragons, the emerald, and the ruby dragons, and they all had a hand in making the topaz dragons. Then after that, they made the metallic dragons, and after that, they made the hued dragons, the ones that are the different colors that aren't metallic. Then they made the elves. And then they made the dwarves. And then they made the giants. And basically there was a war between the elves and the dragons, because the elves were jealous of the dragon's stature and the dragons thought they were the best. Anyway, that was the War of the Scales, I think it's called. And then they had some more of the gods showed up, And then the humans were created, and they were created fifth. All right, let me see. I missed a chat here. Told Chrysanthemum about my mythic character. I'm excited about it. Nice! Oven needs to sort itself out soon for New Year. What did Fantastic Sarcastic say? Oh, Chrysanthemum approves of all puns. No, she doesn't. She hates the puns. She hates them. Hi, Calvino. What are you doing? Are you just rolling around on my lap because you feel like you want to lay this way now? Okay, that's fine. Let me have my hand. Anyway, so humans, fifth race. They were created to be adaptable, creative, and they fill up the gaps left by the tensions of the older races arguing with one another. And then Nia was turned, or basically went through apotheosis and became a god. Nia was originally a human. Became the god of agriculture and hunting. And then this is another god that has been added that I won't talk about yet, but there is a god who is the god of fortune. And bad things happen. Let's see. Grix does this. The God of the Seasons. I'm trying to figure out. There's the God of the Seasons. Yep. There's the whole thing about the gods of the seasons. But somewhere in here, there's some stuff in here talking about. There we go. Yep, it's the gods. I have to talk to Erudi about this because one of the things we have in the canon right now is that Kika, the goddess of mischief and trickery, she, realizing that there wasn't a lot of divine spark left to create other races, decided to make a race of her own when she was a bit tipsy because she was a trickster goddess, and created the gnomes. And I'm trying to remember if she created the gnomes and the halflings, but it's kind of a little bit of a joke because there wasn't enough left for them to make them a full-fledged large race, so that's why they're small. Small. Dougie Smalls loves puns. She just likes them with mints. Don't know about that one. Hi, Calvino. What's up? He's being really antsy. Some of the descriptions of the race on Patreon reuse the same words. Yeah, adaptable comes up a lot. And I joked with Erudi because he uses the word enigmatic somewhat often. And he realizes he overuses it. So I've been replacing that when I can. Gnomes are just leftovers. Yeah, I can't remember if it was the gnomes or the halflings that were the race. It could have been both. I don't remember. All right. Let's see. Where were we at here? We're in the age of the giants. Okay, I was going back through the gods here because there were a few notes I had to change. Here I thought you were trying to help me, but instead it appears you're trying to get me into trouble. I call hostile work environment. Yes! Fantastic Sarcastic makes the shorts when people do things on the channels that are clipped and then put into short little videos to call attention to the things that they've said. Fantastic Sarcastic is very good at it. Luckily, Tomix isn't here. Tomix is also a sower of chaos and trouble. Yep. And Crescent keeps a death counter and eats popcorn while people are duking it out. Crescent is our head mod, our head queen shirt, however you want to put it. Then again, I'm off work today and I should have known based on your username, so it's on me. Small because there wasn't enough left. Crescent is insulted. By the way, you may hear jokes about Crescent being short. She claims it's totally not true. She's full 5'2", so she's totally a giant. This is what I hear. Though I hear other people saying that that's not the case. Enigmatic is sadly an overused word. Yep. Puns, mints, punishment. Oh, Dave, no. That was horrible. You had to explain it to me for it to make sense, and it's even worse now that I know. I'm not short, I'm fun sized. Right. So, Kel, I'm a relative giant to people around here, evidently. There are people in the community that are bigger and taller than me. But compared to some of the people, I am a giant. All right, let's see. Arendor, the god of nature and the winds, or the wilds. Hi, buddy. Calvino stealing my hands. I'm going to read this a little bit. I told Erudi there's a creature that would be cool to make that I don't think is in other systems would be cool for it to be connected to my character. Ah, cool. He loves ideas. We throw ideas back and forth a lot. Short women are the best people. Yes. I can attest to the fact that Kel, even though she's shorter than me, is a good person. She is the best people. Calvino would agree, wouldn't you? He's like, what? What did I do? What did I do, sir? What are you doing? You rolling over again? Okay. He is so restless right now. Frost the Giant. You try. You don't have to try. You do a good job. All right. So Vulcan, the god of creation and innovation, arrives next, crafting the tools and structures necessary for the emerging world. I think I'm going to flavor-wise rework each one of these, but they're getting it a point across. I had to change a couple things right now because one of the gods was actually born of two of the other gods, and it was written in here incorrectly. All right. Mordecai is tasked with guarding death and the afterlife, ensures the natural cycle of existence. Okay. And then I had to move Davila up in the order here because she and Arendor are the god and goddess that give birth to Thalassa, the goddess of the sea. Oh. Okay. Create creatures to inhabit them. Huh. I can attest, Chrysanth is not fun. Ooh, wow. Shots fired. All right. And the elves are created as a second race, embodying beauty, intellect, and harmony with nature. Okay. Stop. Oh, pff. If you were in here all the time, Kel, you'd see that the chat often takes severe turns into weird subjects, like we'll talk about food or we'll talk about weird cultures or anything. We go off on tangents all the time. I'll leave that job to everyone else here. Fun chatting with you all. Blessings in the new year. Ciao, Frost and Calvino. Calvino, do you want to come up and say hello and goodbye? Come here, chunky man. Oh, come here, chunky monkey, come here. Oh my gosh, I think you've gained a pound. You want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye to everybody? You want to say goodbye to Cal? He's like, not really. I was kind of comfortable there, Pop. He's like, this is okay, though. Don't fall asleep there. No, don't fall asleep there. Okay, here, lay on my lap and fall asleep. Don't headbutt my coffee cup either. Thank you. Dork. Use him for bicep curls. Yeah, I could. He's a beef. He's a beef. I mean, when he snuggles in when I'm sleeping at night and he gets underneath my chin and decides he wants to headbutt the underside of my chin and push it up so he could lay closer to me or something, he knocks my head aside. He just was like, move. He is not shy about moving me around. And he's got some oomph behind him. All right, the elves. Elves are created the second race. Okay, this sparks jealousy and tension with the dragons, who see themselves as the rightful rulers of creation. Okay. I'm going to have to expand on that a little bit. Oh, you're throwing fur at me, Kelvino. Thanks. Yeah, that's your fur flying through the air. A furk out. You're right. And goodbye if you're taking off there for real, Kel. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. All right, creation of the dwarves, the third race. Now, where is... Okay, the scaled war is there. Hi. Ding. Okay. I'm going to answer this real quick. Oh my gosh, I can't. What? Calvino, he's trying to steal my hands because he wants to bite my fingers. You're making things appear. Look, you're making things appear. You're moving things around like the microphone. You're moving my whole desk, buddy. Okay, I just need to answer these. Oh, my neighbor just sent me a message and brought the food over and set it on my front porch. So I think I may have to go get that in a minute or two so Max on the front porch doesn't say, "What's in this bag?" and eat it. All right, let's see. What do we got here? We got some more chats coming in. If you're out there still, Kelly, you got some goodbyes. I feel like things are a bit too connected to the gods right now. I'm sure they'll change over time. Yeah, well, this is the beginning, and this is why the God Killer War happened. All this stuff after the God Killer War. The gods leave humanity. They no longer walk amongst them. They no longer live amongst them. They go to their lacunae in the heavens, and that is where they live, and they try not to interfere personally any longer. So when you actually play in the world, interactions with God would just be through talking to people in a temple and getting their opinion on stuff. All that stuff. Extra food! Calvino, should I go get that now before Max eats it? He's kind of thinking yes. He's like, perhaps, sir, perhaps. All right, pal. I think I'm going to do that because if I don't, he will make a mess on the front porch with that bag. You okay, bud? Guess who decided he was going to get super comfortable all of a sudden? Who would that be? Who's that? Who has black and white fur and green eyes and is sitting on my lap purring like a hot water bottle on steroids? Hi. I'm moving you so I can put my shoes on real quick. Do really like all the good people here. It's like a family giving each other crap, but in a loving way. That is true. All right, Calvino, I'm setting you on the chair. You can have the chair for the moment. I'm going to run up and grab that bag, and I'll be right back. Just the interruptions by delivery people all day. Excuse me, you're in my way. Yeah, you gotta move. Can't walk through you. All right. Look, another bag with some food in it. Yeah, Calvino, you can't. You're not a baby kitten, Calvino. You can't stand in front of me and expect me to just be like, oh, look at that cute little kitten. It's more along the lines of, I can't move. There's a giant cat in front of me. Are you hopping back in my lap, or what are you doing? All right, let's get back into this. Come here. Come here, bud. Yeah, leave the bag alone. Come here. All right, whatever, bud. You do you. You do whatever you're going to do, bud. All right. Anyway, what did people say here? Woo! Cat vamping. He just wants to talk. What? Are you coming up or not? You can't sit right there. Oh, come here. Come here. If you're coming up, come up. Buddy. Hi. Yeah, don't just smoosh your face into everything. Say hi. All right. Let's see. Humans. What? Come on up. Come here. Can you guys hear him talking? He's just talking constantly, nonstop. What do you need? Do you want to go outside, or what do you want? I'm not going to get anywhere today. My goodness. It's almost like it's, the day after Christmas, and everything's just discombobulated. Calvino, you make a choice, and you stick with it, okay? He's just digging through everything down here. I don't even know what he's doing now. Whatever. All right. Creation of the dwarves. They're the mediators, right? The rise of the giants. Okay, it's the Scaled War, the Great Accord. Senna, Kika, and Grix. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, let's see. Boop, boop. Yes, you can watch interviews with Frost, Crescent, me, Dragon the Soup. I think there's also an interview with, I don't know, a certain couple of other creatures in the chat. Calvino, that is my toe, and if you bite me, I am going to yelp really loudly. No! What is up with him today? You can't chew on my feet. He's got a hold of my big toe. All right, you holding it hostage, or what are you doing? Okay, thank you. You let it go. Ooh, I was worried there for a second. Thought it was going to be 9 toes. All right, after the Scaled War, Santa, Kika, and Grix are created. And then the humans are created. Yeah, is go through his apotheosis. And that one is apotheosis as well. Depletion of the spark. No night vision goggles for you. Calvino, do you need to go out? You are acting just like a goofball right now. I'm concerned for not only my legs, but my toes. What? All right, I'm just going to let him out. He's not going to let me get anything done until I let him out, I guess. Is this what we're doing? We'll just pester Frost until he lets you outside? All right. Say goodbye to chat. Say goodbye to chat. They're right up there. Say goodbye. Hi. Ready? Okay, let's go. I'm going to personally escort you to the door so you don't get any ideas about running behind something somewhere and playing. Yeah. All right, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. All right, Chaos Stream. Chaos Stream Incarnate. All right, finally, no more deliveries, no more stopping by the door, no more cats. They're all outside. Ish. Maybe. All right. I don't have goggles, but I do have an NV red dot. Moss. Moss's interview. Oh, he's got so much to say all the time. He will say all kinds of things to me all the time. Grix transitions from playful trickery to sowing discord amongst gods and mortals. We'll just have to, I'm going to highlight this one because I'm going to have to rewrite that a little bit. I think we're going to have to rename something that's something different. Okay, his deception. What is the... I'm gonna actually just, rather than send Erudi a question right now, I'm just gonna highlight this for myself. I'll bug him later. Recommend watching my interview if you have trouble sleeping or if you want to drive those pesky relatives away that just won't leave. Fantastic. You're stepping into my streaming category right there. My want to fall asleep? Come on in. It was you. You dragged my name through the mud. I'm not sure how, but I will never forget this. Are you not sure how he drug your name through the mud, or are you not sure how you will never forget this? Which is it? Just checking. Asking for a friend. Okay, this is these two gods. All right. Okay, that's exactly... I'm pretty sure that's the name of that place. All right. Let's see. Rebuilding. We'll give that a highlight so we know. All right, and 500 after. So this, the good thing is, with all this general timeline stuff, Erudi's put some more stuff in here that he's kind of hinted at and talked about, and it's really good to see these extra little bits of shadow lore and things like that in there. Like, oh yeah, that thing's gonna be cool. Oh, that's cool because it's got a date associated or a date range associated with it. It's got a timeline. It's about this far in the past. So these things are, about this old. That's pretty fun. Uneasy truce. Okay. And there's a lot of fun things going on behind the scenes with like dragons and other legendary creatures and things that are fun. Okay, good. So, We got that one there. What was the other thing? There was another note here. What was it? Oh, it was the detailed breakdown. Yeah. I'm assuming this is going to have to go here as well. I guess maybe we'll put this after. We'll put this after the story. Because I wrote the entire God Killer War story up again in here. There's the epilogue, and we go back down there. Okay. What did that do? Something just happened to the document. It just decided to go boop. I have no idea what just happened to the document. That isn't a good thing. All right, we're going to have to close it and hope it didn't lose all of its stuff, because if it did, I'm going to have to go back and retrieve it. I don't like it when Word does stupid things. Makes me unhappy. How about that? All right, back where I was. Yeah, I have no idea what it did there, but we'll go 4. Oh, wait, was it a 4 or 5? This is heading 2. Okay, we'll go with 2. I don't remember what I had these actually all set as, so we'll do 2. Though that's my introduction. This is the Godlands. What did I call it here? I never said a thing on it. Okay, we'll put it at a heading of 2. That's the end of that. There's the Godlands archive. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna throw this in here. Wonders what decides if a race is magical or not. What happens if they're in an area that doesn't support magic? He's got. Oh, you've had a message before that. Never mind. Sorry. Sorcerer is just any magically charged thing that can think. I don't think that's how sorcerers are exactly defined in this setting. I know that some people will say naturally inclined, but yeah. Oop, I've got a message from Erudi. What is he saying? Oh, excellent. I mean, I can go peek at the lore again, because I'm pretty sure this is the Godlands. This is the class flavor text. Is this the class flavor text? This is the class flavor text. Reminds me I have one more thing to do with one of these. So, and I'm not sure if you're talking about the sorcerer is just the idea of a sorcerer, because there is no, I don't think there is a sorcerer, is there? Wait, there's the warlock and witch. I think in my document folder, I've got the cleric, the druid, the fighter, the noble, the paladin, the ranger, the rogue, the witch. I got to write up a separate one for warlock. The Soulforge are technically just people in a magical shell. It's like Magic Shell. Root cause does matter. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's going to be described when Erudi comes up with more of the documentation on the Mana Stream. He has a bunch of stuff written up, but I know that he has more ideas and more concrete things that we'll be looking at. That there are places where the Mana Stream is like really powerful, like ley lines and all that stuff. And I think there are also places where it doesn't support things properly, which will be a bad place to be if you are a creature that depends on magic to survive. But a lot of creatures like that are usually linked to the Fey realm, Canadia. So They're usually, if they have a problem on this plane, they get zooped back there after they die, so to speak. But the Soul Forged were people whose souls were basically just put into those magical constructs that Vulcan had made, that were stolen by Grix. That crafty devil. All right, we're gonna take that out of there and put that there. All right. Ba-ba-ba. All right, whatever. Never remember and never forget. Yeah. Wait. I always remember the things I forgot. I can't write it down and read it later, and I don't know how he did it. Why the mana stream affected each race or group of others. Yeah, the mana stream is going to be interesting to deal with because it is super dangerous. And like the witch has their way of dealing with the corruption and the danger of the mana stream by using their familiar as a buffer. Other groups, maybe not as much. One thing I often like about humans is they don't have a dependency on magic. Humans are actually my favorite fantasy race. Yeah, mine too, usually because they can be pretty much anything. And while any race could technically be almost anything they want, humans are just super, I guess, fluid. They can find a way in a method going through into almost anything, honestly. They can take anything and work with it because they know their time on the world is a little shorter than others, so they are very inventive. But they also have a tendency to do really crazy things. Hence the wizards that were creating things down in the jungles. Like velociraptors and things like that, which no one in their right mind should have been messing around with. Okay, deciphers ancient text, overcomes deadly traps, manipulates the hidden guardians of the Keeper's vaults. Okay, we're going to put this down here too, because I don't know if I want that called that. I'm going to highlight that because I don't know if that phrase makes sense. Why are humans more fluid? Well, the reason that they made them, I mean, part of it is because they have a much shorter lifespan. But in the greater, in this specific world setting, one of the things that Erudi specifically put in here, and I'll go back to it, is that it was the dragons made first, the pinnacle creation, these beautiful creatures brought, the plans and the ideas of making them with, the goddess Arintha, the goddess of fate, brought them to the gods. They made them. Then they made the elves, and then the dragons and the elves were jealous and they went to war. And then after that, I think it was the dwarves were made third because they were supposed to be artisans and mediators to kind of like bridge the gap between these two groups and say, hey, we're going to make tools, we're going to make weapons, and we're going to make things that will, hopefully, create a balance of power so people will be like, okay, we cannot be fighting because this is too dangerous. But they got drawn into the conflict as allies of the elves against the dragons because the dragons are, firstborn, most important, and they look down on everyone, and that rankled the dwarves as well. So then the gods created the giants to basically come in and, like Big Brother, just smash everybody down. They're like, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. And they force a truce in this war. And then there's an accord. The war is over. It ends, there's still tensions between the dragons and the elves. The dwarves go back to doing what they're doing. The giants go back to doing what they were going to do. And then Senna, Kika, and Grix show up. Grix is just, he's mischief and deception. His sister is similar, but, the nicer end of all that. She's the trickery and or not misfortune, but mischief. She's the good, lighthearted part of trickery. He is the kind of darker edge of it. And Senna is the goddess of transformation, and they're supposed to be here to kind of like transform the world. And then they create humans. At this point, the gods say, we need another race to kind of fill in all these gaps because everybody's fighting one another. We need another race that is not so worried about being the first, not so worried about being the best at this, the best at this. And so they made them to be able to go anywhere, gave them the spirit of adventure and whatnot, and said, here, do whatever you're going to do, fill in the gaps. And they did. They multiplied quickly. They didn't have all the long-lasting hatred from these other groups because they weren't around as long. And they are kind of like a newer nation coming into the thing. They're like, yeah, we don't have all your baggage. We just know we want to be left alone. If you don't leave us alone, we're going to do things. And they spread everywhere. And then a human became a god because Nya went through apotheosis because he became the god of agriculture and hunting. And then another god, which I'm not naming, did the same thing from the humans as well, went through apotheosis and became a god as well. So they have an incredible capacity to do things, both good and bad. Man O Stream sounds like a nightclub with a rainbow. No. The answer is sort of the preference of the writer. And also, I mean, humans have the ability to kind of fill in any gap they want because they aren't beholden to the old traditions. They're making their own new way through everything. So they kind of created them to be that filler, that mortar that was everywhere. Everywhere. Yep, humans becoming God should be expected, really. Yeah, exactly. And it's happened a few times in the history, and then they decided that's probably not the safest thing in the world because humans are incredibly ambitious, so they made it much more difficult to happen later on. Because the humans also, trying to become immortal, since they couldn't as easily become gods and know they're dying, here's the bad side, decided to create vampirism, basically a way to become immortal using magic and the mana stream and everything, and unleashed some unpleasantness on the world there. All right, I'm going to go back down to past the store. Did I type that wrong? No, timeline. Okay. I was like, did I type the word timeline wrong? No. Timeline is right. Expect to become a god or something. Okay, so what I'm going through now is the detailed breakdown that Erudi wrote up of all the segments of the God Killer War. He stokes his tensions between them. All right, so we're going to highlight that because I'll be maybe changing that name. I don't know. We'll see. The name of something, I want to kind of call it something else. Okay, that makes sense. It's there. Her death shatters the pantheon, driving Vulcan to eventual raid and igniting the God Killer War. Gods form factions. The Battle of Solace Pass. Okay, there's the Sanctuary of Senna's Fall. Oh, good. He actually put the Sanctuary into the timeline. Nice. So, Senna's Fall, the place where she fell to Earth when he undid her with his breath weapon. She fell, created, and it's not quite a lake. I have a big lake here, but there are rough bits and pieces and stuff in there. There's like canyons everywhere. The Red River is flowing down to the sea because of all the iron and everything, clay and whatnot in the ground here where she shattered the mountain where she fell. The city there, and this is it over here, is the Sanctuary. So he avoids the whole location where Senna fell, inadvertently creating a haven for mortals. It's Erudi! Woo! Your browser keeps crashing, Horror Host. That sucks. Yikes. So, yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm throwing your timelines into the document here, Erudi, and just going through and looking at a couple of things, because I had to move one thing around in order at the beginning, because Davila and Arendor, technically, their union is what made Thalassa, so I had to have Davila show up before Thalassa. But that's one of the only things I've really had to change right now. Though, I think Dragon Noodle Soup had a question. He had a question. He said, also, what decides if a race is magical or not, and what happens if they're in an area that doesn't support magic? Which is interesting. All right, Siege of Iron Spire. All right, I'm gonna have to put this on my note list. I gotta find out where that goes. And we know where Narrows is. At least I think I still have Narrows Keep on the. That's Dunberga. Oh, Narrows Keep, yeah. Oh, there you go. Outside of the Whitewood. Oh my gosh, cats. They're still playing with those rib bones. They were knocking it around like a hockey puck across the wood floor. Who knew a short rib bone would be so exciting to them? Savael compels the city's population. Okay, yep. Not going to say that one out loud because that's a fun little thing that you'll figure out from reading this later. Sinking entire fleets. You'll have to remind me here also, Erudi, is Ilaris? Because I just have it called Lost Thalassia because this is where they basically destroyed everything in the war. To find out if Ilaris is the main city that was there, I can't remember. I got a book for Christmas. Has a castle on the cover that looked familiar. Then I found out I have been to that castle. Oh, nice. Trying to think of some Legend Seeker bonuses. Ah, yes. Don't forget all. Help us get to MegaCon. And by us, that means Erudi and Sevi. Get them to MegaCon so you can kick them in the shins. I mean, say hi to them. Get them to MegaCon and unlock special goals. Streamlabs donos progress the goals. All right. If the souls of Soulforged, this is Dragon Noodle Soup, are bound to the shells through magic, I would imagine they can't enter an area that isn't supported through magic, or the soul might leave the body. That I am not certain of. Get us to MegaCon, Dave says. If I could get away from my kitty cats and have them all taken care of, I would totally go to MegaCon. But my family isn't really big into helping me with stuff. They love it when I help them with stuff. They don't really help me much. So, meh. I just said that, Streamlabs. Well, Erudi, Streamlabs is... Streamlabs doesn't know what you just said. Streamlabs is totally unaware that you exist. Because Streamlabs is a jerk. I would go to MegaCon, but I'm going to Hawaii, too close to it. Oh, nice, horror host. Where are you going to go to in Hawaii? The 2 times I've been there, I stayed on Maui both times. Wish you'd get your cats to MegaCon. Oh, that'd be quite a thing. Just let them loose in the convention hall. They'd be face-kicking people everywhere. All right, through the Ascended Citadel. All right, we're going to mark that one so I remember to come back to it. Disney Resort there. My family has a Disney Vacation Club membership. I'm not sure where a Disney resort is on the Hawaiian Islands, or what a Disney Vacation Club is. Is it like you have a guaranteed like place, or you always have a room in a hotel available or something like that? I don't know. They joined Grix. Okay, there we go. Mid-war chaos, default Eldwin. All right, and Eldwin, as we know, is right down here. Okay. Really just going for Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I didn't even get to go to Pearl Harbor. I thought I was going to be going everywhere, but I was just enjoying not doing anything so much that I spent a lot of time in a hammock on a beach just reading in Hawaii. I did go, helicopter tours and all that stuff and hiking up mountains, but I didn't even get over to the other islands ever. I was going to take a sub trip, like one of those little sightseeing subs that has, the open sides and glass sides or whatever, so you go down and they just go out into the shallows with a number of people. But the same problem I had with the helicopter rides is I was too big, and most of the tourists were either a lot of people from Asian countries and very tiny, and they had trouble balancing the loads with me being on there, or one of the sub places said I wouldn't fit in there because they had the height. You couldn't be over 6 feet for safety purposes or something, I guess, because it's cramped. It's like, okay, great. So I didn't get to go on my little sub trip. Okay, Grixis forces demand. Okay, Grim Curry Point. We'll think about that. Okay. The bump. Oh, nice, Dragon Noodle Soup. You are very kind. Dragon has given more money than Frost on Streamlabs. No! Damn you, Dragon Noodle Soup. Horror Host says it's like exclusive timeshares. DVC exclusive. Oh, okay. That they own. All right, got it. Got it. What was my question? Oh, I think Dragon Noodle Soup reiterated it. Said if the souls of the Soul Forge are bound to the shells through magic, I would imagine they can't enter an area that isn't supported through magic, or the soul might leave the body. I think that was what we were talking about. My questions are just specific little things. I'm making notes to myself about the timeline in certain places and things like that. Oh, wait, no, the other question. Yeah, I was wondering if Ilaris, that was sacked by Grix, that upset Thalassia so much, if that was part of her kingdom, Lost Thalassia, because I just have it called Lost Thalassia right now. If this was where Ilaris was, her main city with all their people and everything, then I can add that to the map specifically as like a little ghosted out thing, implying that that's where it was. Would noodles be a meal type in the Godlands? Noodles would definitely be a meal type, especially over in Kiru. Would totally be there, but also in Agrium, because like all good conquering nations that, for the good of everyone, created their whole empire of the whole Godlands under their control. Even though Kiru stayed out of it, they traded with them and they stole all the best ideas from everybody. So kind of like Italy and like say China and Japan, everybody argues about who originally came up with this and that, and it's all, you think pasta, you think Italy, they think pasta, and they're like, obviously it was China or Japan or somewhere, but one never knows. But yeah, there'll be noodle dishes. And especially, even in Fryland, they have their version, which would probably be akin to, like, Spätzle. Yes, we're going to eat the dragon noodle soup. The home of the dragon noodle soup down here. Right below the rain wall. Boop. All right, fall of Eldraine. Okay, here we go. This is the Dark Elves. Not eat me, no. Canoodles. What about Kanish? The only thing I don't like about, I don't even know how you pronounce them. Where's my thesaurus here? Actually, let me look it up. How do you pronounce canoodle? How do you pronunciate canoodle? Noodle. I didn't like them because they just tasted like a big thing of dough, but that was maybe just the way my family made them. I liked Spätzle because you could put anything on them. Oh, it's literally just the word for dumpling. Okay, let's see what it says here. Somewhere in a hotel. All I want to do is hear the thing. They're going to put a commercial on here that's longer. Knud. Okay, there we go. But that's just me. Has an umlaut. I'm just being lazy. No, you will be eaten like a Bolivian soccer team. Oh no! You people are cannibals. No! The potato, yeah. Kartoffel! I know Kartoffel. But I still just like Spätzle because I just put gravy on them or any of the sauce from like a beef roast with it and just, oh, so good. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. So tasty. They're very good. And mean-spirited to boot. Oh, Spätzles are so good. And the thing is, I found that people said that there are ways to make it. They have like a special thing you use that squirts them out into the water. We would make them on a plate, just the whole thing of dough. And even as a kid, we'd have a pressure cooker full of water or a normal thing full of water. You start tilting the plate, and you had a super sharp butcher knife, and you would just cut. Just cut, and you would just shave off little bits, and it would just fall in, and whatever shape they made is whatever they made. If you cut too slowly, you would get a big glumpy dumpling. If you cut too fast, you get little tiny ones, but they're just so good. Weihnachten. Rotgal. We got a lot of dishes figured out for Fryland here, I see. Oh, scissors over the pot. Okay, there we go. We just use a knife. Nothing more fun than being a 10-year-old with a butcher knife. Being trusted. Okay. Trap at the Shrouded Expanse. Okay, Citadel of Sorrow, Brandon's Grix. I'm going to highlight that because we don't know what the name of the place is going to be. And don't forget, people, if you haven't voted, you can vote on the name of the world. You can vote either on Patreon, or I think you can vote also over in the Legend Seeker section on Discord. All right, Divine Realms. Okay, there we go. We got all those bits and pieces in there. And we got it into right before the archive part. This works. All right. We will save that before I accidentally hit a key and make the whole document disappear again. I don't know how I did that. Oh. Funniest part about Erudi is doesn't know what we were talking about since none of the sausage related. That is so true. He's totally in the dark. We should do a no talking to Chrysanth on Fridays thing. You can only talk to her AI. Call it No Flesh Meat Fridays. Wow. Chrysanth, do you feel called out? Wait, it's not Friday, right? I can talk to you? I can talk to you. Okay, got it. You're yelling at Erudi in DMs? All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. There we go. All right, this is the detailed. Okay, I can close that now, and I can close that one too. I can leave my thesaurus open, and that's all I need. That's all I need is my thesaurus and this dog and this remote. That just sounds like a day off to me. Scab pickers unite. You? Uh-oh, Erudi, what's the news? Should I be scared? Is this a pun? Is this a pun? I'm frightened. So frightened. I'm so very frightened right now. Chrysanthus. Oh no. I just saw a tweet from somebody talking about somebody named Alana Pierce having a side quest in Cyberpunk 2077. Who is Alana Pierce? If anyone knows who that is, I have no clue. Those pickers. Chrysanth won an election. Don't tell them what you did. She is now officially mayor of Simp City. Wow. Game thought she was part of Rooster Teeth and IGN. Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth? Why does that sound so familiar? I thought they... Oh, those guys. Yeah. They did the red versus blue thing. Yep. I have never heard of her before. She joined Simp City, won an election against MCU fan. So wait, okay. You'll have to help me here, Erudi, because I am not up on all the things you kids are all up on. What is Simp City? Is that like is it a site? Was it somebody's channel? Girl after Morgan. I don't know who any of those people are. Being a person who makes video games, I never watched video game hosts and shows and all that crap. I was too busy just making games. So people would be like, oh yeah, this is this person. They're going to interview this person and they're going to talk about our game. And I'm like, who? Who is this person? I don't know who they are. I insulted someone once when they came to our company. And one of them walked up to me. This is not the person who was the streamer who walked up to me. I had no idea who he was. This is one of the game journalist people was asking me questions about things and saying, oh, well, I did a thing on this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. And they seemed really like confused that I wasn't so overwhelmed and excited and bubbly and happy to see them. And I'm just like, I don't know who this person is. It's just some random person showing up and started talking to me. Like, oh my God, that is blah, blah, blah. They didn't want to talk to anybody but you. Like, okay, cool. I still don't know who they are. I was like, can I go back to making my games now? I don't want to sit here in this luncheon anymore. Anyway, SimCity is a secret subthread in G&D Discord that you can only see if tagged. Oh, I don't think I'm in the Geeks and Gamers Discord even. The main Geeks and Gamers Discord. Angry Joe. If I ask about work, am I a games journalist? Well, I mean, technically, anybody who asks about anything could be considering themselves a journalist because, you know, citizen journalism is a thing. So you don't need to have a fancy degree or a laminated card or anything. You, too, can be a journalist. All right. Oh, that's interesting. I just saw on interesting. I don't know who is Niobe Comics. I see on X they just say we all owe Eric July an apology. I now stand with Eric. Like something posted by Rip Reverse Goalposts. Then right below it is Evil Dead Ash saying, who's the greatest villain of all time? And then they showed the Kurgan. So I've got quite the Twitter feed. Oh, kitty cat, stop it. My cats are making all the noises up there. Crescent, mayor of Simp City. That's the greatest insult I've ever heard. How dare you call me a journalist? You're a journalist, and you're a journalist. Yeah, that is probably Muffin getting bothered by one of the orange cats, probably Pumpkin, because she aggressively took one of those little rib bones and won't let go of it. She is the sweetest, like, boneless cat ever. I pick her up, and she's just like, hello, whatever, and I'll pet her and pick her up and lay her like a baby, and she'll just be like, whatever. The moment she gets like near actual meat and stuff, she's just like switch flips, and she's just predator kitty. And they go near her when she has that, and she doesn't do the hiss pop pop pop. I'm gonna pap you. She gets loud. So yeah, that's probably her being annoyed. She went into the little space in the wall because the big circular futuristic ball I have up there. This is a huge ball with a hole in the front. It's an automatic cat litter box, and there's a space because the wall is a square and this thing is a big orb. It's pushed back as far as it can, but she sneaks behind there and sits back there, and the guys can't get there and bother her because she's so small, and she just boneless sneaks in there, and they come over and bother her, especially when she has something that she likes, like that bone. And it's just, that's her hidey hole. Don't go near it. Unfortunately, she also goes back there and she knocks out the plug for the electric, or the automatic litter box. So I have to keep plugging it in. Dang it. Anyway, Madam Mayor to you, Erudi. Madam Crescent sounds older. Yes, now we know which cat will eat you eventually. Yeah, exactly. That's just Muffin. She's just a little floopy cat. All right, so I got this whole timeline in here. So I'm going to go back down to... That's the notable dragons. All right, last time we were working on stuff, we were working on traditions in the Caustic Strand. Yeah. Got her elected, so once she has a position, she gets the title Madam Mayor. Good job, Madam President. Okay. So, what did I do? I did something for the traditions up here. I want to harken back to it. This is the Frylanders. Okay, and arguing is the pastime. They're really bugging her. I may have to go take the bone away, though she'll be all upset, and she'll wander around looking for it. I may have to deal with some... What did I call this thing? Okay. There we go. Let's see. Sounds like she runs up. My cat keeps smelling a box in my office. It has pizza grease on it. Yep. They'll do that. They love it. I got a bunch of outdoor stuff for Christmas. I got a blanket for 4 people. But you're only one. Fantastic Sarcastic says, well, they did. Or no, Crescent said that too, the Fantastic Sarcastic. Okay. He doth protest too much. They wanted a woman to rule and put the MCU fan simp in his place. Is MCU fan the guy who is simpy after Krista? Is that guy? Am I wrong? Do I know the lore? I'm not even people, I'm soup. He's the big bowl. He's Venti. Or no, Venti? Grande? We'll go with Grande. We'll say let's. Oops, nope. Let's. There we go. Say outer aisles. Right now I'm just writing up some of the traditions of the people of Efor, of the Caustic Strand. Grand noodle soup. I thought you said garden noodle soup. MCU fan is simpy for Krista. Okay. Hey, look at that. I knew a piece of the lore. And half of the cat fighting is them just yelling at each other. The rest of it is them running around because since I gave them that, 2 of the cats who love to run the most, the ones who almost run like Trinity, whoops, sorry for that noise there, I punched my microphone, like Matrix style running, like Trinity running on the wall, are Pumpkin, who's an orange cat, and his compatriot in nonsense, Mariodoc, who is Mary. Pippin, his brother, much more calm, doesn't run around like a race cat. Those 2, they will just chase each other around the house just all hours of the day or night whenever they feel like it. And boy, do they make noise. As a mayor, that gives Grisant more power over Erudi. Ooh. Don't need that comma there. There we go. We'll say hold monthly festivals. Okay, that works. It's a functional, a fun tradition, but functional. All right. As a clean shirt, she already had power over Erudi. Gemstones or crystals? Gemstones important for magic item making? It's a great question. I would say any natural item that is honed well. Because in a lot of systems, you have to have like an incredibly well-made item to make a magic item. To me, I don't think that's necessary in the lore of things, because I mean, you could probably just as easily have like an old wooden spoon that someone's enchanted, as long as they know what they're doing. Though it depends, because in some of the lore and some of the worlds, they go deep into the way things work, and if something has a strong structure and a very specific kind of structure, it can be enchanted. But sometimes they just arbitrarily say it has to be beautiful and perfectly made. So, I mean, is a raw gemstone less likely to be useful in a magic item than a perfectly cut gemstone? I don't know. I think there's a lot of power in raw items, but they're not as pretty. That is for sure. And people like their magic items to be pretty. So then this further adds to the power over him. It really depends on what you think about druids, because druids in classic literature and stuff were not exactly the innovative craftsmen that created everything. Otherwise, they would have taken out the Romans. But when it comes to, using magic and stuff, it could. I mean, you could do things. It's just a lot of druids wouldn't do a lot of things like that, because you'd want to use the materials in their natural habitat. And while you could argue that, karst and things in stone caverns getting washed away makes some pretty impressive structures and stuff, it's not like you're pouring concrete forms to do it. You're removing things. It's subtractive rather than additive. I have a slightly different take on a lot of druids than a lot of people, though, because a lot of people get their druid ideas from either, like, I don't know, a D&D game that they saw somebody playing where it's all about shape changing, or the what was the other thing I was trying to think of? There was another thing I was going to point out where people got ideas of druids. Crap, I don't remember what it was. But I always take druids to be much darker. Not like evil, the old, we're just going to sacrifice people for the hell of it, like Montezuma on a temple type thing. But or not Montezuma, but what's his name? That guy. That other guy. But more along the lines like of the druids from the Shannara. Keepers of lore and hidden things that people don't want to remember, or shouldn't remember, or have forgotten accidentally. Yeah, raw items could be more unpredictable if magic were more powerful. Could be. I think even with magic, Julius Caesar would have still won because he's Caesar. Yeah, I don't think there's enough info out there to really tell what druids and things, because every time I read another historical book on like anything in Roman Britain or this and that, they're like, oh, we just discovered. Like, oh, that goes against everything you said last time. You said you discovered everything. Archaeologists. Wickerman. Never seen the Wickerman. But then again, I'm not a lover of people getting immolated or whatever it is. Is it immolated? I guess technically they're immolating them. Immolation. How did I... Oh, I think my document got switched. Let me move this around here for a little bit. Let's see if we can get that centered properly for you. There you go. When I reopened the document, it resized it. Dang it. Anyway, what was I doing here? Oh, the food and the traditions of the people of the Strand. And they're very good at free diving because, well, they have to be because they have to go underwater to get a lot of stuff. Do the sacrifices. Crescent doesn't have power. Crescent, do you have any power? You like the asterisk kind of druids? Okay. All right, and there's that note. All right. Boop. Okay. Well, Queen shirt, be good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow. I saw a video of somebody that put a Christmas sweater on their cat. Cat was not pleased. Oh, interesting. I just saw a video also of a Norwegian forest cat. I've seen these before. I didn't know that that's what they were called with their little downturned ears. They look like a Maine Coon, but, well, different. All right, so go. Get this over here and look up that word. All right. By the way, I meant to ask, does anybody here have Starlink? And if so, how does it work? Is it good? All right, we're going to make that one smaller, and then we're going to move this. Martial readiness. Head step away for a while. Does Chrysanth... No, they don't help you get down there with these goals. Does Chrysanth... They don't help you get down there with these goals. Not sure what that means, Jensen. I think I'm missing a word in there. Starlink uses satellites to make the internet, Frost. Yes! I'm just curious if it's good. Lyrics to the Grinch song have some good... Yeah. Sorry, Frost. Fine. It is inspired by Dr. Seuss. Not for me. I'm saving on my own. Okay. For me, I could get there easily if I had a way to take care of the kitty cats. But I don't really have an easy way to do that. I didn't type that right, did I? Is it? I did. I put an extra A in there. What do you call soldiers or ships that are given a letter of marque? Are they like freebooters? No. I think freebooter implies they're still a pirate, right? Yeah, pirates. What are they called? Privateer. That's what it is. You have no power here. Yeah, there you go, privateer. Privateer. Horror host got to it right before I did. Freebooters are pirates. Privateers letter mark. Yeah, okay. Yep, I figured it out. I had to go look online because I couldn't remember if it was... Yeah, I'm not up on my pirate etiquette, evidently. If the goodness of the internet is based on the contents, it's bad. Well, yeah. You actually rewatched the Jim Carrey Grinch movie today? I think I saw it once. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it. All right. So Oh, that's mean, but funny. I'm sorry. I just looked over and saw a video that popped up on X, and it said how to cause local panic in your city. And it's a person who had a big clear party balloon with an LED blinking inside it, and a little tube balloon that you make a balloon animal from with LEDs blinking on either end. And they must have filled it with hydrogen or helium, and they just let it go. And now it has this weird blinking form. They just let it out in the sky. I'm like, that's so mean. She's just a drunken gypsy nugget. Oh no. Stink, stink, stunk. There you go. Gypsy are so romantic when you read about them. I've seen Snatch. I don't know. I've seen that movie. Ah, Buccaneers Barbecue. I did not know that, Horror Host. That has nothing to do with sausage, but it does have meat in it, so I like it. All right. Oh, let's see. If I change that one. All right, I've only got 3 minutes left. All right, I don't know what that person is doing, but they're dumb. Sending me... Okay, that message doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Wow. Okay. So I think that's pretty much what we're going to get to here. I got through a bunch of the traditions in the caustic strand. I got the timelines into the document here with a few switcheroonies with the space that people or the things are in, and that's probably about what we're going to get done today. I don't know. Let me check here. Next Tuesday, Erudi, I'm assuming we're doing I'm doing a Tuesday night Legend Seeker thing, or I guess Legend Seeker / Moonskull for Frost Written, because even though it's New Year's Eve, it's early enough that it shouldn't be in anybody's way, I suppose, unless you guys are planning something. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Maybe wrapping up the sausage bit soon, though. Maybe 3 or 4 more. Move on to beer. Ooh, nice. Next week it's Legend Seeker only, no Moonskull. Okay, so does that mean it won't be on the Moonskull YouTube, but it also won't be on the X Moonskull? So it'll just be on Legend Seeker YouTube and not on Kick? Correct. Okay. Well, that'll make it a lot easier because that's one thing to stream to instead of 4. Okay, cool. Well, then I also should probably get the new countdown from you and all that stuff too, huh? At some point. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get the heck out of here. This has been me, Frost, and Calvino, and all the rib enthusiasts up above me running around like idiots. And yeah, I've been doing lore for Legend Seeker. And if you want to support us, check everything out on the Patreon. Go over to the Discord, chat with us there, and I will talk to you again on Tuesday. But this time, it will be on the Legend Seeker YouTube channel. You won't find us over here on Moonskull, though this is technically the last one on Moonskull. Goodbye, Moonskull. It's been fun. Legend Seeker all the way. And with that, I am going to go find the button to put this stream to bed. Let's go find that button. All right. I am out of here. I will talk to you all later. Have a great night, and don't do anything stupid. Well, stupider. More stupid? Be smart. SMRT.